Hello, guys. Welcome to Legion Podcast. And here is Smollett. And
Didu?
okay, we'll be talking about Wave 5. So basically, we got 3 of Wave 5 ships with us. And all the upgrades and all the cards you are going to see, those expansions, are here in front of us. And we are going to show them and discuss them game-wise, how they are going to change meta, both in the hyperspace mode and in the extended mode. So first off, we're going to start with
Something big.
something big, and yeah, here it goes. So this is Ghost, a legendary ship from the Rebels.
As you can see, they solved the problem with the pack.
Yes, let's show it. How does the pack looks? Okay, so you got two
Support points.
yeah, so it's really good. Didu is engineer, so he can tell you a lot about it. Basically, the problem with the pack before was that it was wobbly, right? It was moving constantly, and it seems that solution is way
Solved.
better. Yeah, and it's
As you can see, in the Ghost, we have this one point where the pack fit, and the second part will
goes
fit
into the
here.
model. Yeah, so it doesn't really. Yeah, so basically it works like this, and yeah, it's pretty solid.
Ah,
Yeah, and it's pretty, yeah, and it snaps, and then woo, we can fly off with a Ghost.
you can
This is-
even
yeah.
put him upside down without falling, what was
Yeah, so this
impossible for
is
Wave 1.
Yeah. A test, it works. So another nice feature of a Ghost is the Phantom Shuttle, which is sold with it, and it docks the Ghost using the peg here, like the peg slot. You
And
got a
here's the hole for the pack.
You got a hole for the peg, and you put it in. Basically, it fits. Well, the only problem is that if you push it while the model is on the base, you can, basically
Remove it from the pack.
yeah. So that's one bad feature, but other than that, it looks solid, and well, it's also nice to say that this is the new shuttle. It's not the old one. It's not Phantom 1. It's Phantom 2. So I think it looks better, and it's just overall better design with the Ghost. So it looks like a fin or something like an Arion or something like it. It looks really nice.
Yeah, the models looks.
Yeah,
really
let's
nice.
let's talk about the upgrades. Let's talk about the
So
possibilities with the new Ghost.
Here you see this cartoon.
Yeah. The cards for the and the tokens for the ship. Nothing special. Everything what we have already seen. So there's nothing different than the things in the conversion kit. Yeah. So this is pretty much the same, and I think it's the same as
For the cards?
for the cards. Yeah. So we have pilot cards, which are pretty much.
So Hera, Cannon,
Yeah,
Chopper, and Lotal Rebel,
And we got 4.
Phantom,
Yeah.
Fenrau, Ezra, Zep, and AP5.
And quick build cards, we are not going to discuss those. They are rarely used. And when it comes to the upgrade cards, no big surprises as well.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. All the old stuff. So Tactical Scrambler, 2 titles, 1 for Ghost.
One for Phantom.
Yeah, 1 for Phantom. And Egal Gunner, Maul, Zep, Cannon, Hera, Chopper, title for the previous shuttle. This is nice. They like provide us with the title for a model that is not included in the expansion pack, but nevertheless it's there. So maybe it's a nice thing. Ion torpedoes, dorsal turret, and collision detector. Also, we have 1 force, which is the predictive shot, and another force, which is the hate. Hate actually goes along well with
Ezra.
and
But the Ezra is, I think it's better with Cannon, because Ezra is only in the Phantom, and Hate it works really good with large ship. With
Yeah, but
lots
not
of
with a ship that has only has zero agility. You have zero agility on the ship. So basically, it's situational. You can, well, and when it comes to the like other ships with that have height available, like I don't know, Lancer or Civ Inflator, you can use it more often. And
Yeah, but
in case of
with Cannon and his ability, it's quite good because you spend force to reduce one red dice from your opponent attack.
yeah, so it might be good, but you have to fill the crew slots with two expensive upgrades, Maul and Ezra. These are really expensive cards, and I think it's not really worth the points. Maybe it gives more punch and survivability to the Ghost, but it's not really enough to justify the cost you have to pay for it.
Yeah, I think this one expansion will not change the meta. For now, I saw on it was this expansion was already available in the not the hyperspace but the extended,
Yeah,
and I think the most often used ship was the AP5 as a chip coordination.
yeah, it was really nice because you could use it as a way to coordinate in a sort of like a beefy rebel list where you can use it to coordinate it to just do something. But other than that, I don't really think that it will see much of the tabletop as it is. Maybe when the points will be adjusted, maybe when things will get slightly cheaper, maybe then. But I don't think that Force users and generally Force upgrades can get any cheaper because of the Republic, and they have easy to build lists on Force. I don't think it's going to change. So from now on, I predict that this Ghost is not going to see much of an action. Maybe that will change, but the model itself, it's really nice. It's nicely detailed. The paint job is better than it used to be. It's just more details. You can see that it's really nice.
Yeah.
So it would look good on the shelf, but in the current meta, that's the place where it stays. Okay.
Yeah. So let's move to something more interesting.
Interesting. And let's say this is, I think it might be a game changer slightly. So this is the new Y-Wing for the Republic. And to be honest, I really do love that ship. It's absolutely brilliant. You got this like old retro vibe to it. You have like this fuselage which is like lined up. Looks way better than the Rebel version, if you ask me. It's way better.
Yeah.
Sleeker, nicer.
It's the best Y-Wing model in the game now.
Yeah, it looks really nice. It has distinctive features. You have longer engines, like these tubes that the engines are in. Looks really, really nice. The paint job is like, I think
That's typical.
Yeah. I mean, like I would repaint it, but just me. So let's look at the upgrade cards and the cards that are in the expansion. So first of all, we have the dial and the bombs. So interestingly, first of all, we have to start with maybe with the dial itself, because that's the essential part of that model.
Yeah, so
and
for this is first ship which would have only 2 blue maneuvers. And
Roger that, repeat 2 blue maneuvers on new Y-Wing. Only 1 forward and 2 forward. That's, well...
I think this ship do not like to be stressed.
Yes, it's really sad, but okay. So the basic difference is the dial is exactly the same as the Rebel ones, but the one bank and left and right are not blue, which is a world of a difference, to be honest, because it really makes you harder and more predictable.
Yes.
This is the worst thing. So you got the Electro Proton bulb next. This is a nice one. I haven't seen it on the table yet.
Yeah, it's quite expensive.
Yeah, maybe they will find a way to make it cheaper. It will be nice because it's a really nice bomb.
And we have new tokens here.
Yeah, the fuse tokens. Yeah, the fuse tokens. So you can plan your bombs. You can set them to detonate in 2 rounds on one round. It's just really nice feature. What about
go to the cards.
to the pilots? So maybe we should start with the lowest ones, right? So we have the 2 generic pilots. So we have the Shadow Veteran and the Red Squadron Bomber. So they are basically basic Y-wing you have, but there are 2 nice things we have to say about these ones. First of all, 3 shields instead of 2. The Rebel has 2. One less hull. Rebel has 6. The Republic has 5, which is of course better for the Republic version here. But also, this is a nice feature. In Polish, it's opancerzony kadłub. I wouldn't dare for anybody to repeat that, but opancerzony kadłub states for plated hull.
Yeah.
Plated hull basically makes you immune to critical hits unless opponent
have already won.
Yeah. So the only way to get a critical hit is to get 2 critical hits, because when you get 1, you just change it to the normal hit.
So it's really good ship ability.
It's huge. You know, imagine that with Luminara.
Yeah, it will be.
Oh, no critical hits whatsoever.
Crits,
No crits whatsoever. Imagine that with Luminara and, for instance, Naboo fighter with Padme. That's really resilient. Really true. The 8 HPs, small base. It's really nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
Taking into account this ship ability and exchange 1 hull for shield, I think this ship will be quite immune for crits.
Yeah. And if you are not stressed, it's really. I think it's better than the Rebel ones. Okay, Goji, he has some funny mechanics with the bombs. If friendly ship in range 0 to 3 is defending, you can roll another additional dice for each friendly bomb or mine in range 0 to 1. Well, to be honest, I didn't find it really good. Unless with a fused bomb or Electro Proton bomb, it might...
Or there are some rumors about the cluster mine.
Oh, I love cluster, you know, make them come back, you know. I used to play with Nimranda at the end of 1.0, you know. That was a wonderful experience. I really hope they bring it back. You know, cluster mines are one of those few things I really miss in 2.0.
Especially if they will if each of the cluster will treat as a 1 bomb. So you drop this one and you have extra 3 dice for defense.
That would be mental. That would be mental. R2D2 in the Y-Wing. This is nice. You don't have focus, you get to calculate because you are a droid. And also, if there's an opponent at the beginning of the combat phase in your back arc, you can get 1 calculate token. So that's...
It's not the action, so you get it for free.
Yeah. It's really nice thing. I would say, so far, this is the best Y-Wing pilot. So we had the Salva, I don't know what's his name in English, because by the way, guys, of course, all these cards are from Polish expansion. When you perform a turret attack and your turret indicator is set in your side arcs, you can change 1
blank
to a focus. Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
nice.
Good. That's
With
really
the
good.
focus, you almost hit at least 2 times.
Yeah, that's really good. Might work quite well. So then we have a matchstick. When you perform an attack or primary or the turret attack, you can reroll 1 attack dice for each red token that you have. So that includes strain, stress, and ion, right? So basically that combos nicely with dedicated, for instance.
Yeah.
So he can, I don't know if he has the elite pilot slot, but if he has, that's a go for a dedicated, right? Mm-hmm. So you can get like a modded shot, you know, from him with dedicated. That's an upgrade that is rarely used, and I think it might change with that ship. Oddball, well, good old oddball. Well, I really don't like that pilot. I really don't think that he's good. He's overpriced in both of the ship he flies in Arc and in Torrent. He's way overpriced and doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, maybe Y-Wing with good cost price will
Change that.
This ability with with Initiative 5 is maybe will be relevant. I play in 1-0 with Dalano Barrows and I use his ability quite often. We will see how it's work here, because here you cannot perform focus action and get the free target lock, but maybe with this barrel on PS5 it will be relevant.
Yeah, we'll see. So the final pilot is the Anakin Skywalker. Anakin is, well, good old Anakin. We know him from the Delta. It's exactly the same pilot ability, absolutely exactly the same as it is in Delta. You can ditch stress if you have opponent in the bullseye or in your primary firing arc on the range 1. So that's a good pilot in a rather not really that maneuverable ship. So you got potential alpha strike, but I think he's going to be quite expensive.
Yeah, especially with this free force.
Yeah. So you get free force, you get the ship which is PS6, but to be honest, I don't really think that you're going to see much combat of Anakin in the Y-Wing. I think I would prefer him in the Delta way more.
It's more dangerous in the Delta than in Y-Wing.
Yeah, depending on the point cost as well. But I don't think he's going to be a cheap one. So let's see
we have 4 cards with the quick builds, but
5 I think. But 4. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not talk about quick builds. Oh, the new stuff. Look at that. Snapshot. Yeah.
Old snapshot, but with range 2 instead of 1.
Range 2, only range 2, not range 1, 2. But in 1.0, was it only range 1?
Yeah.
So that's the difference. It's an ordnance weapon, so you can't use your abilities that connect with the primary shot. But it's a snapshot. It's really nice.
If you have free slot for
why not use it? Yeah. Especially if you have force. Can you modify it, by the way? You cannot modify it by any means. So no modifications.
So it depends how costly it will be, but it's nice.
The delayed fuses. So we know that. The Electro Proton Bomb, we know that. The Proton Bomb, we know that quite well. Oh yeah, this is a funny one. C1OP. So you got it.
It's double-sided.
It's double-sided. So you got 2 charges. When you execute a maneuver, you can spend 1 charge to perform 1 red evade action, even if you have a stress token. At the end phase, if that card has 0 charges, you have to flip it. And when you flip it, well, after you execute a maneuver, you must indicate the ship in range 0-1, and that ship gets 1 gem token. So, to be honest, I can see a purpose for that.
I think it's quite good upgrade.
Because you are a scam player. That's why you think so. Yeah, to spoil somebody with fun. Yeah, that's typical. But basically, it's situational, and I think it's only Republic. Yeah, I think Republic likes to be predictable, and I don't think that this one. Imagine getting Obi-Wan in range 1 accidentally and getting it into the other side mode. It's not really that good. But maybe some ship on a suicide mission with that can be really nasty. Getting that thing going into range 1, jamming Vader, for instance, might be a really fun thing to do.
So, which ships have available slot, astromech slot?
Right now we have Y-Wing, we have Delta, we have Naboo. Basically, all of the Republic ships so far have the ability to get astromech, right?
Yeah.
Apart from Torrent. Torrent is the only one that doesn't have astromech. So every other one. I think the Best thing to put it on would be on arc because it has a medium base and the range potential is
Can be good
better.
bumper.
Yeah, and can be a good bumper. So I think you can see some of the ARCs with that droid.
I love him in Scam. Unfortunately, it's only for Republic.
Yeah. So that's again, I will read it in Polish just for fun. Przezorność. Yeah, unpronounceable. How does it pronounce in English? How does it say? What's the name in English? I don't know.
I don't know what will be.
When the enemy ship executes a maneuver, you can spend one force to attack that ship, treating the attack as your additional attack.
You can modify one focus to one hit.
Yeah. So basically,
It's a snapshot for Force
Jedis.
users.
Yeah. With only working bullseye.
Yeah, but in range 1 to 3.
So that's okay. That's okay.
There is only few force which were used for before this wave. So there was a lot of ship force user with the free slot. So maybe this one will be
Yeah, it's situational. It might work, might not. Ashoka Tano. So the
gunner.
the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker can be used as a gunner. We have currently in the Republic only two places where she can go. She can go either to the new Y-Wing or she can go to Arc 170. And, well, after you execute the maneuver, you can spend one force and indicate a friendly ship in range 1 to 3 in your firing arc. If you do, the indicated ship can perform a red focus action, even if it has the stress token. That's quite good. That's quite good. So to be honest, I can imagine that paired up. I can imagine her in the RRC with probably another RRC or in Y-Wing. So basically, it's a coordination.
Yeah.
More or less a coordination, and quite powerful, to be honest. I think she's going to be expensive.
Yeah, because
Quite expensive.
It's a coordination where you don't have to spend your action.
Yeah.
You spend this
Yeah.
force,
Yeah.
which she have already.
Yeah. So that's really nice feature. You can get a stress ship to have a modification in the possibly interesting firing position after Koya Grand or something like that. It's really nice feature to have that. It's really good.
You can use her with as a support ship for all ball. Because after he performed the red focus action, so after that he can
If he has somebody
in the bullseye.
If he has somebody in the bullseye, he can acquire a target lock. Yeah, that's true, but
we'll see.
you can use it with Mace Windu as well because he loves to get stressed, basically. Our precognitive reflexes. This is nice one.
Supernatural reflex.
Yeah. Cheaper in the cheaper light version, right?
Yeah.
So this is supernatural reflexes light. And what it says is after you reveal your maneuver, you can spend one force to perform an action, all a boost, and next, if you perform an action that is not on your action bar, you get one strain token. If you do that, you cannot do any action during your activation. So this is actually way worse than the supernatural reflexes. But I can imagine that saving your Anakin or saving your Obi-Wan in a really, really bad situation. So it gives you this one barrel or boost to escape everything you can that can be thrown at them. So I think that's really handy in some cases. In some cases, not often, but I can imagine Anakin getting out of the mess with it. It's going to be played, I guess. This is nothing fancy. This is the Ion turret, yeah. And
3CPO.
And C3PO.
Yeah.
When you defend, and you have a calculate token, you can reroll one defend die. And if you perform a calculate action, you get 1 calculate token extra. So pair that up with R2D2, and you have...
Yeah, because the R2D2 have extra screw slot.
Yeah, and add this to the pile. So you have like this. Of course, the ion turret is facing the rear, and they say, chase me. Yeah, chase me. And it's actually quite nice. I think that won't be that expensive and might be quite fun. Right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Free calculate tokens, right?
Yeah.
Free for the back firing. Yeah, so all you do is just calculating, and if the enemy is at the back, you just fire at him. It's really nice. It's really nice. I think it will be quite played.
So that's all what is in the Y-Wing expansion. So let's go to
let's go to the last one, the cherry on top of it. And the last thing we have for you today is that one.
Separatist.
Nantex Fighter. I mean, like, I love that ship. I mean, like, I love the design. To be honest, I think that design-wise, the models from the first trilogy, the first chronologically trilogy, the Lucas trilogy, is way more interesting than anything that came after from Disney. To be honest, I think the design from it's very innovative and interesting. You get this like insectoid features, right? That suits the race of the pilots, and it's really nice.
Open it up. It's the insect ship, yeah.
Yeah. So let's check it out. Let's start with the model. Oh God, I'm excited. That's fine. Yeah, rip it up. Okay, so there we go.
It's quite small.
It's super small. Let's small.
Let's compare it with the Y-Wing.
Yeah, it's super small. Whoa. Not small?
Yeah, I think it's the smallest ship.
So far, yeah. I think it's absolutely the
But it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks like a parasite or some like parasitic needle or some internal parasite that gets into your bloodstream and
he will inject you something.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Token, probably.
Yeah. It's really, I mean, like, design wise, it's really nice. You have like this really nice cockpit there, and
look how it looks like on the base.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think that's one of the nicest ships so far in the X-Wing game. It's super cool. I mean, like, absolutely lovely. I love it. Let's see. Oh God, it's so cute. I mean, like, adorable. Imagine 5 of those, flying in the formation. This is actually, when it comes to design, I'm a big, like, industrial design fan. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's one of the best Star Wars ship ever. I mean, I would compare it. I think it's way nicer than the Star Viper. It's more cleaner design, and the same. It's Star Warsy in this scummy, right? Sense. Yeah. It's quite scummy. So it's quite really lovely nice ship. A lovely ship.
Ability, which I'd like to have in Scam.
Yeah. We had that discussion.
It's more scummy than the.
Yeah, than CIS. Yeah. It's more scummy than anything we have encountered so far. I think it's the scummiest ship in the galaxy right now. Let's start with dials, and so we have dial, which is interesting to say the least. It's quite maneuverable.
Yeah, you have all 1, 2, 3 except 1 forward.
Yeah, you got
8 blue maneuver.
Yeah. You got all 3 banks and forward are blue. All 2 banks and forward are blue. Banks ones, you don't get 1 forward though. But you got really good options for turning. You got 3 slope, 5 choreograph.
And 4, 5 straight.
Yeah, that's really nice. Absolutely nice. So you got the card for the pilots, the arc indicator, which is important. We get to it, and of course 13 target lock. That says a lot. Okay, let's see the cards that are in the shall we start with the pilots?
Yeah.
So let's start with the pilots.
Let's go from the
Okay.
lowest.
Yeah. So we start with the lowest one. That is. Oh, the Hive
Guardian
of the. It's a Hive Guardian of some sort.
Yeah.
So basically, as you can see, he has only evade and focus. No target lock, no barrel roll,
No boost.
no boost. Well, and in the bullseye arc, you can have 3 dices, 2 dices in the
turret.
Yeah, in the turret, 3 agility and 4 hull. It looks very scummy. I mean, like the stats are scummy and the everything is so. Okay, and the ship ability is precise tractor beam. It says like you cannot rotate your arc indicated at the back of your ship.
After you perform maneuver, you can assign 1 tractor token to rotate your arc.
So basically, you can have it only on the sides. Oh, one other thing. Take a look at the base. We missed that. It's the first ship with the Fantasy Flight logo there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It looks on.
I don't think that Ghost has it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Have it too.
yeah. So new bases have these FFG logo on them.
Okay.
So this is nice because you can basically rotate for almost action free. You just gained a tractor beam token to rotate your art, right? That's a nice feature.
Go to next one.
Yeah. So
Ace.
Arena Ace. Yeah. So this is basic PS4 generic. Yeah.
Next one.
Gorgol. In the system phase, you can get 1 disarm token and indicate a friendly ship in the range 1-2. If you do that, the indicated ship gets 1 tractor beam token and then repairs 1 of its face-up cards with the ship on it. So, well, funny one.
Yeah.
That's just quite funny. Okay,
Second
PS4 chair tech. When you perform a primary attack and the defender has the tractor token, you can re-roll 2 attack dice. That's nice.
Yeah, I think
That's nice.
this will work with some other upgrades.
Yeah, bureaucrat. When you perform an attack that hits, every friendly ship that has the tractor that's a target locked on the defender.
No. After you perform
attack that hits, every friendly ship that has target locked on the defender and calculate on this action bar can perform a red calculate action. So basically, it's a high PS ship that supports the swarms.
Yeah.
So you can have mini swarm with him, and he is supposed to support the swarm by himself. Yeah. And the last one, yes, the
PS6.
Yeah, the PS6 for the CIS. Well, before we go to the pilot ability, let's talk a bit about how it changes the way the game is being played by the Trade Federation faction. Basically, you had none.
PS5.
You had PS5. You had PS5 in Infiltrator, but that's a big ship.
Yeah.
So you didn't have any aces.
Not the ace. Yeah.
So right now you have a PS6 ace, which is terrifying, to be honest. PS6 with an ability saying that if you perform a primary attack and the defender has the tractor token, you roll 1 additional die. That goes.
So you can perform 5 dice attack
in the range 1 in the bullseye, or 3
4 or range 1.
Yeah. In both, it's really powerful, and
so.
This is funny. I don't think we have seen that before. It's a targeting computer. So you get the...
Suntirfel like this upgrade.
Yeah, it's basically 1.0 targeting computer. I haven't seen that card before. It's the first time I see it in 2.0. It's really nice.
Shield upgrade.
No.
Sorry, it's a...
No, it's a cloaking device.
Yeah.
Snapshot again, the same as it was in the Y-Wing.
Yeah, we start with the
this
interesting.
is, the odchylenie grawitacyjne in Polish. It's gravity distortion probably, or something like that. When you defend, you can re-roll one die of defense for each ship.
Tractor.
Yeah. So basically, that includes friendly ships,
Yes.
right? So that's really, really, really
so
nice.
you can roll one defense die for each ship with the tractor token.
And this is Didu is a huge fan of Unkar Plut and Space Tac ship, and actually he loves to tractor people. I bet he would love to have that in his arsenal.
Yeah, I'd like this.
Yeah, that ship
I'd like to have this ship in Scam.
Yeah,
He will
and
work
snare,
with the
right?
Unkar.
And snare, uchidlenie and snare.
Yeah.
At the end of it's a elite pilot, just like the gravital distortion.
They are dedicated only for this ship.
Yeah, only not even for faction, but only for the non-text ship. So at the end of the activation phase, if you have the tractor beep token, so after you can perform the sideward arc, you can indicate one ship in the range 0 to 1, then you can transfer its So this is nasty when you compare it, when you combo it with Sunfag. You basically start up, for instance, with the arc facing sideways, and then you engage, and at the moment of engagement, you change it to the front, and then the fun begins.
Yeah.
He gets a tractor for that, so he can take a boost, he can take a barrel roll at PS6, and then, well, it's all yours, baby. The tractor goes to you. And again, possibly with 5 dice attack at the range 1. And you have control over it. If you have high enough bid, you can sure that he will move last. This is massive. I mean, like, that ship is game breaking, to be honest. I mean, like, imagine Sunti Fel being outbidded and caught in the act by that little fellow here.
Yeah, so I think they require a lot of skill to be a very good ship, but I think they worth it. So with one tractor token, you can perform 2 reposition, one for you and one for opponent. It's huge.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a great ship. Oh, we forgot about Juke, but Juke is like, we've seen Juke before. Yeah. But that thing is absolutely mental. I think you could get so many out of this, so many possibilities out of that ship, and especially the pilot with that. Like, I wonder if the basic one have the access to the elite pilot slot. If they do, they can be as deadly as maybe not as, but quite dangerous, to be honest.
So please take into account that this ship ability works even if you bump, because you don't have to fully execute the maneuver. So if you bump, you still can take the tractor.
Yeah, you take the tractor, and then after you bump, you take the tractor, so you can perform a barrel roll, so you're not bumped.
Yeah.
And then you can transfer the tractor, and you can do a boost wherever, or you can just tractor him back to your firing arc and tractor him into your bullseye and get 5 dice attack. Well, the trouble with that is that you don't have much of the modifications, because if you bumped, right?
Yeah, you bumped.
But if you haven't bumped, you probably have a focus token, because your reposition is you use tractor beam to reposition yourself. So that's really nice mechanic. I haven't seen it. So it's a defensively and offensively tractor yourself and your opponent into oblivion. It's really nice. So I absolutely love it.
If you fly well, you can perform 4 action without stress.
Yeah.
So it's huge.
It's absolutely great, and you get to code a free agility ship with 1 less defense die because of a tractor token. That's really, really worth it. I mean, I think you are going to see those guys flying not on the glass clouds, but the biggest rock they can find.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Let's just assume. What would you think would pair up nicely with that ship? Would you, if you would be playing CIS, would you see him as an addition to the swarm, much like the other one, or would you prefer to have him like in an ace list, maybe with an
the problem
infiltrator?
for now is that there are only these 2 ships which can be treated as ace. This one can be good flanker for the swarm list,
Yeah.
and this one
It's an ace killer. I think he's an ace killer. I think if you have like 2 hyenas and 3 drones with him, like
if you have this how it's called is that you can perform the target lock beyond range free.
you have like this upgrade 4 something like the droid, the Hyena bomber. Yeah, I know.
So it will be awesome mechanic.
It might work really well. Yeah.
So we'll see. I think this ship is the meta changer.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially for separatists, but I think for
it's going to be
all the fraction. Yeah,
it's going to be pain in the rope for Jedis. To be honest, it's going to be deadly, especially for Obi-Wan, for Luminara Lundi, for all these nasty PS4 ships that Jedi have. It's going to be really, really dangerous. Especially if you have a Delta 7B upgrade, you have 2 agility, and then suddenly you have only 1, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
You really don't want that to happen. So I think that little fellow here is going to be really, really aggressive and dangerous. So there will be a priority to kill him fastly. But to be honest, with PS6, with good bit, it's going to be difficult.
Especially that he's quite immune for the bumps. Because he still can perform this.
Action. So use your sense whenever you want, right?
Yeah.
Because you can bump me, but well,
I still make a barrel. I barrel you after.
Or I boost you into a rock or whatever. Like so many possibilities, and it's actually going to change the meta significantly. If you think about it, what's dominant in the meta right now? You have high agility survivable ships like Inquisitor's anti-advanced version 1. You have like lots of Republic flying ace lists like with Obi-Wan, Rick Ollie, and Anakin Skywalker, which are really, really good. I'm flying that list on the TTS and during our weekly groups, and it's really nasty. It's super nasty.
It's meta for small ships, I think now, and this one will works against small ships.
Yeah. So what can happen afterwards is that we might get to see larger ships because of that. We might see medium ships because of that. And this is really interesting because you just with that little ship you can change the entire gameplay of various factions. Especially I think it's the one that it's inflicted the most are the aces of Empire and aces of Republic.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an ace killer and also, as I told before, it's a really wonderful ship. It's one of the nicest little things that I have come across in a long time. It's really so super nice.
Yeah. Okay, so
thank you,
and
yeah,
see you
next time.
Yeah.
See you guys. Bye.
See you. Bye.